Hello, my name is Blake, and this is going to be somewhat of a Draw My Life, but more along the lines of a Draw My History. Well, it all started in Grand Island, Nebraska, where both my parents were born, and where I was born as well. Here's a lovely illustration of my mother pushing me out of her body, and then my dad with a nice cowboy hat standing on the sidelines. I actually grew up in a town called Doniphan, around 15 minutes away from Grand Island, and that's where I was my entire life, until now. Let's actually start with my grandparents, Charlotte, Dawn, Larry, and Len. I'm lucky to have all four of them still, so I ended up calling my Nana, Charlotte, who's my dad's mom, and talked on the phone for about an hour. She's a sweet old lady with a huge heart and who loves to make food for us. My papa, Don, was actually born in a town called Valentine, Nebraska, and he moved to Grand Island for college. My Nana, she was born in Wisconsin, where her dad was stationed for World War II, but she eventually moved to Grand Island, married my papa, and had my father, Jade, who wants to be a cowboy, by the way. To go a little bit farther back, my papa had two parents, just like everyone else, Pauline and Edmund. Edmund was from Omaha and married Pauline. Pauline actually was part of a family who had a ranch, and Edmund owned a mercantile store. Our family still owns that ranch to this day. Pauline's parents were named Sadie and Leonard. Leonard's father was actually from Sweden and moved to Iowa because of the Homestead Act. Leonard's father actually changed his last name to Beal after the captain of the boat that he was on when he came to America. Also, I didn't have a yellow marker, so don't judge me. Sadie, my great-great-grandma, was actually born in Aurora, Nebraska, and after courting this young man from church, her mom was like, no, and arranged a marriage with Leonard for land. My Nana's parents were named Carl Allen, who was married to Laura Lee, who was actually farmed out as a child to do chores, but that's okay. She got out of there and went to college. Her parents were a farmer from Germany and a teacher whose parents came from France. And all of this was from my Nana's head, which was pretty amazing. And then I called my other grandma, whose name is Lenore, and was like, yo, Grandma, tell me about your family history. And she was like, let me grab my book. My grandma's parents were named Walter and Viola. Viola was actually adopted, but you can still trace her family back. Viola's mother was Clara, and her father was J. Fred, who was a short man with a red beard, and after retirement drove people around even though he didn't like it. Viola's father was John, who was my great-great-grandpa, whose parents were Dirk and Anna. They were born in Hanover, Germany, and then immigrated to Illinois, and then finally settled in Columbus, Nebraska, where my grandma's family was from today. Dirk's dad, Siske, actually lived in Germany during the Napoleon occupation. Before Napoleon, the family names didn't carry on, so after Siske, there's nothing to go off of. Now we can transition to my great-grandma, Grace, who is actually my only alive great-grandparent at the moment. She is the mother of my grandpa, Dale, whose mom was Lena, who is German, and Lee, whose parents were Irish, who came to Nebraska in 1886 to purchase the farm that we still own today. Now, this is where it gets crazy. We can trace my great-grandma's family line back to 1436, starting with George Petty, who was a member of Company G in Pennsylvania, who carried messages on horseback during the Civil War. Then there's Auguste Jacquemart, who changed his last name to Jackman when he immigrated from France. Valentine Mayo, who is my 8th great-grandpa, was the last person my grandma gave me, so I googled him, and what do you know? I found him and his line leading all the way back to 1436. I had an ancestor named William Mayo, who actually had 11 sons fight in the Revolutionary War, and that led back to Thomas Mayhow Mayo, who was born in 1436 in Wales. Isn't it amazing what Google and a 14-day free trial can do? This is the mess of notes that I took while talking with both my grandmas, but it's just amazing to think that I have 6 centuries worth of data on my ancestry, all leading to me. A lover of cats, a watcher of Netflix, a taker of naps, who's Swedish, French, German, Irish, and English. If there's any conclusion to be made, I can assure you that I am very, very white. The end.